Mixed Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mixed Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mixed Design.
Hey Hog fanatics, we at Inside The Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code Inside Hawg Pen. Check out our socials for the link and remember to use the code Inside Hawg Pen.
Yeah!
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This is where the fun begins.
What is up, everybody?
But we've seen this movie before. What's Sam Pittman known for?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Is the Arkansas athletic program cursed? But you never know what the loudest mouth in the fan base and his wild band of misfits are going to say.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball.
It's time to step inside the Hawg Pen with your hosts, Razorback Zach and Marcus MC Carlton.
Let me talk to you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another new episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. I'm your boy, Razorback Zach from the Central Arkansas Hawg Pen, alongside my co-host, my brother, and now the traitor. We'll get into that in a minute. But he is the glue that holds the whole thing together. Is Marcus MC Carlton from the NEA, from the NWA. We've got the beard running boards. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
I'm not talking to you right now. Jesse?
Never say never. That's all I'm going to say.
Did we lose our EP?
Nah, he's doing EP things.
He's probably busy behind the board. Anyway, hope everybody had a great week. We had a fantastic time at the Little Oktoberfest, and a big, big thank you to Matt Hart from Hog HQ for hanging out with us. MC, dude, you got to come down for one of these one time.
Yeah, I gotta get down, man. You and whoever had the fireball.
I know them personally, and if you want some, I can.
That might be enough to hook your boy in.
I can try to get you some. Hey, so like I said, we hope everybody had a great week, and it is Tennessee week. It is Tennessee week. Big one announcement before we go any further. Dave Ellswick show tomorrow 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I will be live on the 101.1 The Answers morning show, the Dave Ellswick show. We will have that Facebook link on our Facebook page. And if you're in the Central Arkansas area and you want to call in, it's 501-823-0965 is the phone number. And hope everybody tunes in. All right. So I want to get into this, but we've got a big show. All right. We got a couple of things. We're going to talk about Green and his confidence level at QB1. We got our stat picks. And here's the thing. I told the guys and Sarah, If anybody picked Arkansas or picked Tennessee in a close one, they would get roasted on the show. I'm very proud to say my entire staff followed directions. We're going to talk about the possibility of the slobbering hog making its return to Bud Walton Arena.
Yeah,
Plus,
it's only fitting I wear this tonight.
Plus, baseball's back at Ball and Walker, and we've got our SEC pick'em, and there's starting to be separation between us. We'll get into all that. Plus, your favorite segment, Hog Tua, alongside the volleyball and soccer updates. All right, boys, let's get into this. I'm gonna ask the dumbass question. All right,
bring it.
Is Green the one? I mean, it's a question that's been asked here lately, but I think it's time we start asking.
And you're starting to see more and more people ask this question too, because I try to watch other shows and listen to other podcasts and stuff, and this question has come up more than once. And it's not to take a dig at him. You know, it's not trying to kick a guy while he's down, because we've all heard the stories about how which I have issue with the way Sam threw that out there, the way he did. But
yeah, you don't ever come out and say that he has zero confidence.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, my quarterback doesn't believe in himself right now, so
let's just kick him while he's down. Jesus. Well, and Josh Heupel didn't help himself either. I think he just told on himself that he didn't watch any of the game film during the press conference today, or yesterday, sometime this week. He said they asked him about Arkansas's offense. He goes, "Yeah, the offensive line's been playing. Their offensive line plays pretty well. I'm going." Do you watch this?
Tell me you didn't watch film without saying you didn't watch film.
But Jesse, this was our poll question for the week, and a lot of people are vocal about this.
Dude, I got in trouble the other night for some of the comments that I had, because I had shared our poll question onto my personal page, and I had people coming after me, man, talking about how that it was, borderline disrespectful. And I'm like, look, it's not disrespectful. It's just you're throwing it out there because if you're seeing what I'm seeing in the games, and then to go a step further, and what I'm seeing on these film breakdowns with DJ Williams, you start to question things a little bit.
He went scorched earth. Oh my God.
Yeah, DJ scores some points with me, man, because I'm an old school dude. And I'm not afraid of coaches getting in somebody's tail when they need it. And you can tell that DJ played for a guy like that in Petrino, because DJ is pulling no punches when it comes to calling stuff out.
Oh, no.
I love it.
Do we have the beard?
Yeah, you got the beard.
Hey, okay. There he is. All right, so give us some of these responses on this poll question.
All right. We've got Heath Waldrop. Absolutely is not the guy and never was going to be the guy. However, I'm not so sure that Singleton is a better option, at least in the short term. Another one is Rick Harvey. Green is the guy. He's still learning a very complex offense, and benching him would destroy his confidence. Arkansas has been in every game they've played, which is a huge improvement from last year. And I'm going to pause it right there. We were in all of the first 5 games last year, so that's not really saying much. We didn't start. I'd say the only 2 games we were never really in last year was Auburn and Mizzou. Wouldn't y'all agree?
Yeah.
Going off the top of my head, yeah.
But at the same time, the A&M game was the game where that downward slide, that free fall started.
As it usually is. That's usually, we said it all last week. This game, more times than not, determines how the rest of the season's going to go. Shout out Rick Harvey there for getting into the comments, because that's a buddy of mine that I had said something to. He and I kind of go back and forth a little bit on Facebook, and I told him, I was like, dude, you need to come watch our show, get involved with the comments. I was like, you bring good takes. And I do agree with part of his statement there. I don't agree with like what you pointed out, Jesse, but I do agree with it's a very complex offense. He's drinking from the fire hose, trying to learn the offense. But the problem we're seeing is that he's still making the same mistakes every week.
That's really all it comes down to, is he can't either he can't or he's not making the reads he should be making. And I have full faith in Bobby Petrino. Bobby sees them in practice every week.
Yeah.
If he's leaving him out there, it's because Malachi's not doing any better in practice.
Yep.
Well, but at the same time, I mean, number one, you don't come out in a press conference and say your quarterback has no confidence.
Yeah,
that's almost as bad as going out there going,
I don't know.
I don't know.
How would you like to be Sam's PR guy?
I wouldn't.
Who tries to coach him before he goes out in front of a microphone?
I wouldn't. But I mean, granted, yes, we were in the games this year. We were in all 5 games this year. Okay. But we're still, like Jesse said, we're still seeing the same thing. Again, I will ask the question, what's the definition of insanity?
Yeah. But I will also say this, and I brought this up on the last show, that I think part of the reason everybody wants to see Singleton, first off, everybody loves a backup quarterback until the backup gets on the field and you realize why he's the backup. The other thing is, everybody remembers how well Tyler Wilson was prepared when he played behind Ryan Mallett. Everybody remembers that 2010 Auburn game where he come in and took over and just caught fire. This is not the same situation as that. I think some people get a little lost in that, thinking that he's going to be just as prepared as Tyler Wilson was in that point. Malachi's got skills. He's got a good quarterback. I honestly like his throwing motion better than that of Taylen. But it's like Jesse pointed out, if Petrino is still putting all his faith in Taylen Green and leaving him out there, it's simply because he believes that that's the best option we have to win games.
It bothers me because, number one, I will say this until the Razorbacks win. You don't run backwards. Why do you?
That's the thing that gets me.
I mean, again, Matt Jones did it. Matt Jones was a once in a lifetime quarterback. Okay,
and you see flashes of similarity between the two. But
oh yeah,
it's I still cringe when he and I don't blame Taylen. He's running for his life the majority of the game, especially last week, and it's going to be even worse this week. But he's running for his life, and I guess he's just trying to get that distance between them, because once he gets the distance between he and the defender, then his quickness can come into play and he can get around them or whatever. But when I see a guy take off going 20 yards backwards, I'm just like, just get rid of the ball. Just take the penalty for intentional grounding or whatever. Just get rid of it.
Well, and it doesn't help, too, that you're, number one, holding on to the ball way too long.
Yeah.
You know? Isn't it? I mean, you're supposed to get the snap and throw it. Now, it doesn't help. It doesn't help that I'm going to try to keep my blood pressure down for what I'm about to say. It doesn't help that the center gets a false start.
That.
How?
DJ had a problem with that one too when he was doing the film breakdown.
How? You're one freaking job, dude. But on top of all of that, it also doesn't help that he doesn't snap the ball in the same place every time. Those 2 or 3 seconds, or Taylen's having to pick the ball up or jump for that throws the timing off on everything.
Well, not only that, I mean, but this is something that I don't know that anybody's pointed out yet. If they have, then I'm just echoing somebody else's good point. When he's constantly having to look at where the snap is going to go, if it's going to go to his right or to his left, or if it's going to be high, when it's not consistent, that's just that much more time that he cannot have his eyes on the defense trying to make reads, trying to identify, okay, I see a dude walking up. Is he going to blitz? What's behind him? What makes me think he's going to blitz or he's going to drop? If the snap is consistently going to the same place every time, he could almost, let his eyes kind of dance a little bit and see what the defense has, rather than having to make sure that he can secure the snap. But it's not consistent. So he's having to watch left, right, high, low. Is it a dribbler? Because we've seen a couple snaps that were dribblers. And it's just, it goes back to the fundamentals and the attention to detail. You have to get that snap to where it's consistently going to the same spot every time.
And I'm waiting for Sam to come out and say, That's no, we practiced. I'm just waiting on it. Jesse, what do you think, man?
I think he's got to make better pre-snap reads. I know there's been a lot of hate thrown towards the offensive line, but when you watch the breakdowns, especially DJ's breakdowns, it doesn't matter how long they hold up. If he's reading the offense correctly, the ball's gone before even an NFL defensive end could get to him, because Tesla's wide open on the slant every time. Every single time. Another thing that was brought up on radio show up here, one of the most hated radio announcers in the state of Arkansas, had a very good point talking about our right tackle, Mr. Blackstock. He's not a tackle. He's a guard. So why didn't we recruit a tackle? Why didn't we get a tackle out of the portal? Well, every year we have an offensive lineman playing out of position, and it ends up causing us
this is what
headaches to no end.
This is what bugs me, is that, last year our offensive line was atrocious. Everybody can agree with that.
Yeah.
Our offensive line was just Chad Morris bad. And yes, I said his name. Okay. But at this, right. At the same time, though, we turn over the offensive line. You get a new offensive line coach, and and you have Sam Pittman, who's supposed to be a offensive line guru, work with the offensive line, and we're still crap. I'm sorry, but I watch Sesame Street. One of these things just doesn't belong here.
Overall, as a whole, I think it's safe to say the offensive line is better this year, because they couldn't run block last year either. They can at least run block this year. The problem is now it's been put on film that Taylen does not do well, and our offensive line does not do well with recognizing blitzes. When they walk up 2 guys, maybe 3, you can see it on the film. It throws our guys into confusion as to who's supposed to cover who. Are we in, what kind of protection are we in? And I'm not this smart. I'm taking all this from what I watched on the breakdown, okay? But until we can prove that we can pick up a blitz and handle it, we're going to keep getting that pressure.
Well, but and here's the thing. Everybody keeps screaming, throw, bench Green. But you don't want to throw Malachi Singleton out there against the number 4 team in the country right now.
Well, and especially with the defensive line that Tennessee has. Thought A&M's line was good?
No.
Tennessee's line is elite, and they run about 12 deep. They've got 6 edge guys and 6 guys that are in the middle, and they're all just absolute monsters.
It just same story, 5th chapter in a row, where I don't see. Now, call me out, correct me if I'm wrong, throw stones, hit a sound bite, whatever. But I'm not seeing any kind of progress being made from game to game.
There's a reason.
Okay.
Look at our level of competition from game to game.
Yeah,
our competition has been on a steady increase, and it's going to keep going up for another week.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. There's more film out there. Everybody knows Blackstock's playing out of position. He's slow. He's going to face the best defensive ends in the SEC every Saturday. If your guys used to rushing on the left side, defensive coordinator is going to go, nope, right tackle's weak. Learn to play from the right side, get to the quarterback.
And especially this week, those guys up front for Tennessee are athletic enough that that's not going to be an obstacle for them. They are that good that they can just basically flip the defense. And I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, it's you're going to have to do a lot of things to move the pot. You're going to get a lot of rollouts. A lot of quick hitters. You're going to have to get the ball out extremely quick this week.
I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
Before you put a lid on this one, Zach.
All right,
MC, did you hear the PFF stat on screen passes for the Razorbacks this year?
Oh, no, I'm afraid to hear this.
Oh, God.
Taylen Green on the year, 13 out of 14 on screen passes.
Okay.
All right.
So most efficient play.
That's
Guess what
not
the
what I expected to
percentage?
hear.
I was not. He set that up like it was like bad news or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, here's the bad news.
There it is.
Drop back percentage on dropbacks. What
Mhm.
percentage of our plays do y'all think have been screens?
Very little.
15%.
8%.
Wow.
Our most effective play is only being ran 8% of the time. Thank you, Reskin and Zach.
Sheesh.
Proper credit where it's due. We
Right?
don't steal somebody else's info in here. We'll at least give them credit before we steal it.
Right. All right. So moving on, now that we've discussed Green, MC, I have a did you know moment regarding Tennessee. Arkansas is seeking its first home win over a top 5 team since defeating who?
I think that will be this same program that we're going to take on Saturday night. And it just so happens and I don't mind plugging this because I'll watch it. There's a documentary out on this game.
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't watched it yet, but
it's so good.
The redemption documentary about the '99 Tennessee game, and I'm kind of glad, and I'll give Hogs Plus all the credit here. I'm glad that they're kind of putting a spotlight on this game because it's the 25th anniversary of it. For one thing, my God, I'm getting old. But there's a lot of people that don't understand the significance of that game. Just say, oh, okay, you upset Tennessee. No, dude, there was a lot more to it than that. There was a lot more to it.
You need to go back to the year before to understand why this game was so big to us.
Yeah.
But you are correct. Number 3, Tennessee, 28-24, November 13th, 1999. The Hogs have won 3 straight over the Vols, 2011, 2015, and 2020, including the last 3 meetings in Fayetteville, 2006, 2011, and 2020. Their last home loss to Tennessee was in 2001.
And I think
that wasn't the 9 overtime, was it?
No, that was over in Knoxville. But I think this game that they lost into, what'd you say, 2001?
2001
was the christening or the debut or whatever of the remodeled Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Because in the 99 game in Tennessee, there was a lot of construction and stuff going on. Right. And I think that 01 game, if I'm remembering this correctly, that was the game where they debuted. It took the capacity at Razorback Stadium from 55,000 up to 70,000.
You mean at one time Razorback Stadium had the same capacity as
actually it was
War Memorial?
It was actually smaller by about 1,000.
My God.
Yeah. That's why you had 3 games in Little Rock every year.
Well, anyway, that's another. Check out our podcast. Check out the podcast that we put out.
We have a podcast that talks about Little Rock games.
All right, so before we get to
speaking of pods, Zach, sorry to interrupt. Speaking of pods, we hadn't pushed it much. We have a new pod that just came out this week.
I was just fixing to plug it with what I'm about to talk about.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because we didn't talk about that pre-show.
No, and that's partly my fault. Let's talk NIL for a second.
Yeah, let's talk NIL.
All right, let's just mention something. So we were I don't know how we got on this topic, but we had mentioned something about the slobbering hog coming back to Bud Walton. Well, not maybe 2 hours later, Hunter Yurachek, and I said I was acting like I was Hunter Yurachek, and I said we don't have the money to put the slobbering hog up there. Donate $100, and we'll do it. Lo and behold, and I want to be Swami this time. Damn it! Hunter Yurachek puts a tweet out and says we just got a $500,000 donation. If we can match that donation by October 7th, we will put the slobbering hog back in the middle of Bud Walton Arena.
Where it belongs. Where it rightfully belongs.
Now, I say that to say this. We released a pod this week talking about NIL. Mm-hmm. And we dogged Hunter Yurachek, and we dogged the way NIL was. And this guy goes and donates.
I mean, he struck something that was near and dear to my heart.
Like,
the marketing finally made sense, and I'm like, okay,
but at that same token, though, he's still asking for money.
Unfortunately, that's just how things are going to be. I mean,
but let me tell you something. That was genius level.
Oh yeah,
that was genius level. Coming out and saying if every home donated $100 and not giving any context to it, you're digging your own grave.
Yeah.
He comes out and appeals to every Razorback fan. Now, the kiddos nowadays don't know anything about the slobbering hog. That was what the floor looked like in its heyday.
If it's like, there was some chatter on Twitter this morning about it, and I can't remember the guy who I responded to, but he said, I don't get the emotional attachment to that logo. And he wasn't really trashing it. He was just like, he's like, I'm fine with it. He's like, I just don't get the emotional attachment. And I was telling him, I was like, look, man, as respectfully as I can say this, if I have to explain it to you, you're not going to get it.
No.
Anybody above the age of about 35 understands. Anybody below that age, most likely they just don't get it.
And that's the thing is we can go into there's another pod idea of the history and the significance of it, because that was the logo.
It's 90% nostalgia is what it is. But that's what when you saw that, you knew that you were either at Barnhill or Bud Walton Arena. There was nothing. I mean, it is so unique. I mean, there's a reason I'm wearing this shirt tonight is because of all this that's going on. And if you're a little lost as to why all this came about, the basketball Twitter, the official basketball Twitter, just put out a little short video of them sanding the floor completely down, and just said a quick little caption about getting a little refresher, and it blew up with people on Twitter saying, you better bring the slobber hog back. You better put the rightful logo back at half court where it's supposed to be, and not some little teeny tiny logo next to Nolan's name.
Well, and don't get me wrong. And if I swear to God, if they take it back and they do something else with Nolan's name and put Tyson Court, I swear to God, I might lose my mind.
They'll put Tyson will be on there, but they're not replacing Nolan Richardson floor. They're not going to do that.
And that's all good and well. But you knew, I mean, that slobbering, that is Bud Walton Arena. That is Barnhill. That's,
that is Razorback basketball. I mean, there was a time when the matchup graphic came up on
and
screen,
that hog
was the hog. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like, now I did hear this. They're going to put Tyson on the court, but it's going to be the forward-facing hog.
Somebody's trolling with that.
That was brilliant troll thing.
That is like that.
And
that logo is so ugly that if I woke up to it, I would chew my arm off to get away from it.
That's not what you said in pre-show.
Well, I'm trying to keep it PG. We have sponsors now. I have to be. Better.
We do. And also, baseball is back at Baum Walker in 24 hours for the Fall Classic for the baseball fans. And then next weekend, I think everybody's favorite is Oklahoma State comes to play an exhibition series.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just a shame Rock Riggio's not there anymore, because it would have been fun to have the Hog Pen get a shot at Rock Riggio.
Oh man, that's
Jesse. You think they would have went lightly on him?
Oh yeah, it'd been the nicest ever.
It'd
we would
been
be
friendly,
so friendly to him. One thing that will make this a little interesting next Friday and Saturday, Jason Jones is at Oklahoma State now.
Yep, sure is.
And if I'm not mistaken, he plays out there right in front of the Hog Pen.
He does.
It'll be a fun time.
Yeah. And I think he knows, if anybody knows what they're going to be walking into. He knows, and
mercy on his soul.
He seemed, I don't know, maybe I've got him pegged wrong, but he seems like the type that will, take it in stride and have fun with it. I don't know, I could be wrong, but considering that he understands it and understands what it is, I think everybody out there will have a good time.
Jesse, are we up against a break, or can I slide one more in here?
Let's get through staff picks, and then we'll hit a break.
All right. So here's your staff picks for the Tennessee game. We are once again unanimous. The Vols are going to win it. And they're kind of one-sided. So we'll start with the Beard. He says Vols 54-14. MC says 44-21. DMAD 34-17. Wise Man 52-7. And of course, Savage Hogs are Vols by 90. Myself, I did 63-10.
I don't think it'll be that bad.
I don't have confidence. I don't.
So can I put some context around mine?
Sure.
Okay. What did I say? 44-21?
44-21.
Okay. So I was talking to one of my oldest and dearest friends earlier today that happens to be a Tennessee fan. Another story for another day, how he's that way, but we don't hold that against him. I told him, I was like, I think Arkansas can play close for a half. I think at about the midway point of the third quarter is when this thing gets out of hand. I think it's going to be one of those deals where it's a 7 to 10 point game. Arkansas is going to have a bad turnover. It's either going to result in a pick six or a fumble that may not go all the way to the house, but it's going to flip the field basically. And then Tennessee's going to score within one or two plays after that. Arkansas comes back, goes 3 and out. The defense starts to get gassed, and it just goes downhill from there. So I think it'll be close for a half, maybe 2.5 quarters, and then I think the difference in the depth will take over after that bad turnover. And I mean, let's just face it, depth is always an issue for Arkansas, and we just can't hang with the depth that Tennessee has.
Part of me wants to say, oh, Tennessee's overlooking Arkansas. Tennessee, no. Now is their quarterback Walla
Nico? Just go with Nico.
Nico, yeah. Well, I love
Lava.
Say that again.
Lava.
It's okay.
It's close. I don't think it's perfect, but that's the closest out of the three of us.
Close
you
enough.
You want to do what in lava?
We'll stick with Nico.
I'm gonna stick with Nico. He's not your typical quarterback. Isn't he a true freshman? Or is he a transfer too?
I think he's a redshirt freshman, I believe.
Like I said, I don't see this being pretty at all. I have to disagree with you on how close this thing's going to get.
Well, I just think first night conference game we've had in I don't even know how long at home.
ABC broadcast, national broadcast.
ABC, you got the big boy broadcast team. You got Fowler and Herbstreit. I still think we'll have a pretty good crowd. I think you'll have 65 to 67,000
till halftime.
Everybody's going to be good and lubed up because it's a night game. They're going to have all day to get their liquid courage in and get ready to, raise hell, and everybody will be ready. And I think that'll help to keep them in. And I know we say this every time there's a home game, but we are so overdue for a good performance at home. Overdue.
Considering this is only the second home game of the freaking year.
Well, but I'm talking about, when was the last time we played really good at home in a conference game? Would it have been? I can't remember. Would it have been the one that comes to mind for me, because the Texas game wasn't a conference game at the time?
No.
The 2022 South Carolina game after we beat Cincinnati in the opening week.
Spencer Rattler.
The Spencer Rattler game. I felt like we played pretty solid there. I would say that's probably the last time we had a really good performance at home for an SEC game.
I don't have any. I have zero faith in this team.
Yeah, I don't have much either, but
I had hope going into A&M, but I think and if we lose this one, I be looking for apathy to start setting in.
Unfortunately,
Wait a minute. MC, you're saying the performance against Mississippi State last year wasn't a good one?
Oh,
I mean,
dear God.
It is definitely one that I can't get out of my memory, but not in a good way. That was just, oof, I don't even have words to describe that.
I don't either. I don't either. Hey, we're going to take a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to have your soccer and volleyball update. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics! We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code Inside Hawg Pen. Check out our socials for the link and remember to use the code Inside Hawg Pen.
Yeah!
It's time to step back inside the Hog Pen to the Mix Design Studios.
All right, welcome back to Inside the Hog Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Razorback Zach, Marcus MC Carlton, and the beard behind the boards, Jesse Thurman, hanging out with you tonight on a Thursday night. A very cool Thursday night. I'm liking this cooler weather.
Downhill slide to the weekend, man. It's all but here now.
I gotta show you guys this real quick. Just because it's cool weather, I picked me up a new sweatshirt today, and let me find the top of this thing real quick. Check out this bad boy. Military colors, baby. Got the flag on the shoulder.
Sharp.
I like
pretty
this.
Sharp.
Rally House, baby. Rally House. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Jesse. He's got our volleyball and soccer update. What do you got for us, Jesse?
All right, I decided to spice it up and make a little video package this week, so here we go. All right, Hog fanatics, it's a huge week for Razorback athletics. First, our women's soccer team has made history by climbing to #1 in the United Soccer Coaches poll for the first time ever. They were also the first SEC team to have the #1 spot since 1998, when Florida had it and ended up winning the national championship. The Hogs are 9-0-1 overall, and after shutting out Vanderbilt and beating number 23 South Carolina, they snagged all 8 first-place votes. Next up is a top 10 showdown with the #7 Mississippi State Bulldogs this Friday night at 6 p.m. down in Stark Vegas. You can catch that live on the SEC Network. Now we move on over to the court. Our volleyball team is killing it too. Senior libero Courtney Jackson just earned SEC Player and Defensive Player, no co there, of the week honors after leading the Hogs to 2 big wins. She's now leading the SEC in digs per set with 1,536 career digs. Absolutely crushing it. The team faces Oklahoma this Sunday at 2 p.m., and you can catch that live on SEC Network Plus. So whether it's on the pitch or the court, our Razorbacks are on fire. Let's keep showing that Inside the Hog Pen pride, cheering the ladies on, and as always, woo pig suey.
and I want to add something to that. They know how to deliver, unlike Hog Heaven.
You got your stuff.
Yeah.
I know I did. I'm the only, apparently, according to social media and you guys, I'm the only one that got it. I don't know how. About time I won something, but still, that's crazy how, and they're not dealing with this the correct way in my book at all. At all. So, yeah.
Mama told me if I couldn't say nothing nice, not to say anything at all.
Well, this is also a family.
It's gonna be the one time that I take her advice. So
this is also a family show. So I'm just gonna say easy there, buddy. Okay. So, by the way, and if you did not get your order from Hog Heaven and would like to make a comment about it, make it PG-13, and we'll probably say it in Hog Tua. All right, here's our SEC picks. And we now have a new leader, a sole possession in first place. He won the week at 4-2. He is now 34-10. It's your boy MC is the one.
it's the shirt.
I'm in second place, 3-3 on the week, 33-11. And the Beard's hanging in there, but he's one game back. He is 3-3 on the week, and he's 32-12. This week, the games are kind of crappy. They didn't deliver the hype. Kind of like Hog Heaven.
When game day goes to Berkeley,
they went to Berkeley.
Yeah, Cal and Miami, the classic ACC rivalry game of Cal and Miami.
They went to Berkeley. I'd have thought they gone to Miami or not Miami. Listen to me, Missouri.
So the old Catholics versus convicts. Every time Miami plays, they have a theme. This one is being called Woke versus Coke.
Well, all right,
hang on there, MC.
Sausage. Yeah. He earned that one.
Hey, I didn't come up with it. I'm just passing the info along.
Thank God it wasn't me this week that got it. Lord, which by the way,
still time.
Which by the way, coming up during our holiday break in just a few months, we're going to be releasing a very special edition of Inside the Hawg Pen. You're not going to want to miss it. It's slightly embarrassing, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, I promise. All right, here's your matchup. Number one, your first matchup of the day. Number 9, Missouri goes to College Station to take on number 25, Texas A&M. A&M is a 2.5-point favorite. Jesse, we'll start with you. Who you got?
I don't understand why A&M's the favorite. I think Mizzou is a little bit better, even with the 3-point home field swing. Give me the Tigers, Zach.
No. Jesse?
Jesse gave his.
I know. I had a comment and it just went. There's my sausage moment. See, I told you. Go ahead and hit it.
Boom! It's gone.
Sausage. Yeah. I earned that one, didn't I? I had it all set up, and it just went. MC, Missouri or A&M?
Oh God, this is a puke fest game. I guess I got to go Missouri too. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Give me the dork. Auburn travels to number 5, Georgia, to play a pissed-off Bulldogs team. Georgia is a 22-point favorite. Give me the Dogs in a big one. Yeah, I feel so sorry for Auburn.
Yeah. This is a rivalry game, too. Was it clean, old-fashioned hate, I think is what this one's called?
Mm-hmm. Jesse?
Unlike Hog Heaven, dogs deliver.
That's my boy. All right, number 12, Ole Miss, a 9-point favorite, travels to South Carolina.
I think this has a chance to be a sneaky good game.
The way South Carolina's been the last couple of weeks.
and Ole Miss is coming off a horrible home loss.
Yeah.
Horrible home loss. And that's nothing against Kentucky. It's just that Ole Miss did not look like what you expect Ole Miss to look like. And I talked to a huge Ole Miss fan, and he's like, this is the first time that the play calling under Kiffin has left me scratching my head.
Well,
he's like, so I don't know. He said, he was telling me, he's like, I don't know if he completely turned all the play calling duties over to Charlie Weiss Jr. or what, but Ole Miss did not. They were anything but high octane offense in that game last Saturday versus Kentucky.
well, when we pulled it, when I pulled the game up for Oktoberfest, I had to do a double take. I looked at Matt and I was like, "Are we actually going to see an upset?"
Yeah, and then they shanked that kick
Ooh.
severely. That was awful.
The funny thing is, Matt looked at me and he goes, "He's going to push it." What was it? Did he push it left?
I think so. I think
he said.
Left.
Matt looked at me right before that kick and goes, "He's going to push this thing left, far left."
Yeah. Man, golly, I don't know that Ole Miss loses 2 in a row, but I think this one is closer than everybody expects. But I think Kiffin finds a way for the Rebels to sneak out of there and basically steal one.
Would it really be stealing one with an unranked South Carolina?
On the surface, no. But if you look deeper at it and take all the things into consideration, I think when I say that they steal it, I think South Carolina may give it away, kind of like they did against LSU.
Yeah, they well, I have my thoughts on that one. Jesse, who you got?
Beamer ball, baby.
I was going to say you got South Carolina.
Yes. Don't go there, Zach. Who you got?
I missed my opportunity, man. I was getting all analytical and everything, and forgot to be immature with my pick.
Wait! I didn't do anything. I was not going to go there, Jesse. I was actually going to keep it mature. Ish.
See what having sponsors does to us? We all go mature all of a sudden.
Whoa. I said ish. I'm flirting with that line, but give me the rebel bear land shark things.
Sharks. Yeah.
Jesse's going South Carolina, though. That
looking to make up some ground.
The refs don't steal this one from them.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
And where have we seen this before? Number 1, Alabama is a 22.5-point favorite traveling to Vanderbilt. We all know. All right, look, I'm going to go ahead and just say we all picked Bama. But my question is, do they cover before the end of the first quarter?
What's the line?
22.5.
Before half.
Bama don't cover on the game.
Oh. You're saying they don't cover?
They don't cover. I think they win by 21.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, 3 touchdown win and not cover. I'm going to say they cover mid-second quarter.
All right. And then our game of the week, we're just going to put Tennessee. I don't even want to. The one thing about this game, though, that surprised me was the line went down.
Mm-hmm.
So originally Sunday when I was making the list, it was a 14-point line. Now it's 13.5.
Yeah, that tells you which way the money's leaning.
Oh yeah. UCF,
Vegas knows, man.
Yeah,
Vegas knows.
UCF 2.5-point favorite travels to Gainesville in the swamp to take on Florida.
Who are you going with first?
I swore I'd never cheer for him, but Florida loses. I'll just put it like that.
Jesse, you want to go?
KJ remains undefeated in the swamp.
Okay. I'm going out on a limb.
You're going to go Florida, aren't you? Oh, my God.
And I'll tell you why.
Just likes doing the gator chomp.
I'll tell you why I'm doing this, because earlier today on Twitter, I saw that one of the top receivers for UCF has decided to redshirt himself with the intent to enter the portal. He had, in the game Saturday for UCF, I think he had 4 catches for about 75 or 80 yards. So,
yeah. And again, well, like I said, I don't want to get off in the weeds here, but I miss the days when the coach decided who can when you could redshirt and who redshirted.
And well, it all has to do with NIL. Either he
miss those
thinks he
days.
can get more money somewhere else, or somebody has tampered and offered him money somewhere else.
It's and it's not about more playing time somewhere else.
No.
It's all about money now, and it just
Yep.
for more of my thoughts and MC's thoughts, check out our NIL podcast that's out there now on all podcast platforms. Plus, we have a discussion about Little Rock Games and War Memorial and a whole lot more. Check it out. Inside the Hawg Pen.
We're going to start. We started with this last week at the suggestion of our EP, Jesse. We're going to start taking the Alan Kerr Advisors 5th Quarter Show, putting it into podcast format, and putting it out there available for anybody that may not be able to watch as we're doing it live. Now, we started it last week with the Texas A&M game, and for the rest of the season going forward, we'll have all the 5th Quarter shows out there in podcast format as well. So if you can't watch us live Saturday night after the game, you can pick it up Sunday afternoon, Monday morning when you go back to work, whatever.
Also, want to give a big shout out to our newest sponsor, Rock City Wraps. ITHP is presented by Rock City Wraps here in the Meeks Design Company studios. They put a banner for us together, and we're going to get that picture posted to our Facebook page because I forgot to do it Saturday. But you'd be looking for that banner out and about.
Sharp. It looks
come
sharp,
by
man.
and say hi. One of us is going to be there at some point. But one of us is going to be there. All right. Our bonus game is, in fact, where game day is going. Because it was hard to... Dude, MC...
The matchups this week are just not good.
Arkansas's got a bye week next week, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bye week by 30.
And I think next week is the week where you have...
It's the Red River.
5 or 6 games that are just like A-plus level matchups.
Yeah, next week's going to be fun. My number 8, Miami, a 10-point favorite, travels to Berkeley and takes on California. MC, who you got?
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch is not walking through that door for the Cal Golden Bears. Despite having to go coast to coast with the travel, give me the U. Big.
Jesse?
We said this is woke versus Coke. Give me Coke.
Which one is Coke? Miami,
Coke,
I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
All right, and there's your picks. We're going to see what happens. Can MC pull away and maintain his lead, or does Jesse come roaring back? Look, I'm lucky I'm here. Let's just put it like that, y'all.
Hey, Zach, we mentioned, I just want to go through this really quickly.
Yeah.
We were talking about next Saturday, Arkansas's off, but there's a lot of good matchups.
Yeah, what are the matchups?
Okay, so I've got this pulled up. So you mentioned one in the Red River Shootout. You got Texas and Oklahoma. You also have Ohio State and Oregon, which would be a great game. Let's see. You've got Florida, Tennessee, which while Florida is not the Florida of old, that's always a classic rivalry matchup. Now, here's one that'll be another good one, especially depending on what happens this week. You got Ole Miss going to Death Valley to take on LSU.
Ooh.
That'll be another good one as well. And then seems like there was one more that I wanted to point out. It's another one. It's a ranked versus unranked. But if you follow the history of college football, Stanford Notre Dame is always a rivalry game, and it's always one that's way closer than it should be. So there's at least 5 or 6 really good. Oh, Penn State and USC is another one.
Yeah, that's a rivalry in and of itself.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got a lot of history tied up into that game, and now it's a Big Ten game.
That one goes back.
Oh God,
a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's been several matchups with them, like in the Rose Bowl back in the day when it was just Big Ten.
That's right.
Big Ten versus Pac. Well, it's Pac-8 and Pac-10 and then Pac-12. But, I mean, you've got about 6, about a half a dozen really good matchups next weekend when Arkansas is off. So you won't be hurting for anything to watch.
Right. All right, we're going to take a break. On the other side of the break, it's everybody's favorite segment and one that has taken off. I'll let Jesse say the tagline, and we are going to go to break. You're listening to Inside the Hawg Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Right back.
Meeks Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Meeks Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Meeks Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics! We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Yeah!
It's time to step back inside the Hog Pen to the Meeks Design Studios.
You just got to spit on that thing. So
I know you did not just. Oh my God.
It's time to haul to it, y'all.
All right, welcome back to Inside the Hawg Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Before we get to Hog Tua, Jesse, hit that breaking news because we got some big time.
Let me talk to you.
The Savannah Bananas. Anybody heard of them? The Savannah Bananas. MC, where are they going to be playing?
So this is I was flipping through social media while we were in break, and I come across this courtesy of the Hog Talk. The Party Animals are coming to Baumwalker Stadium in 2025. Banana Ball is headed to Arkansas. So no date yet, but this is out there that you're going to see the Savannah Bananas and the Party Animals play a game in Baumwalker Stadium. Now, the best way I know to describe the Bananas is it's like a baseball version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, I was just fixing to say they're like the baseball version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Very entertaining. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get across the state for this because
I will.
Got a spare room you can crash.
That'll be
MC.
fun. I
will say this now, and I will probably get strangled by all 5 of my staff members. But ITHP will be there.
We'll have a presence there. Yeah.
We'll be there. All right, Jesse, let's get back to Hog Tua. What do you got?
Got to open up with royalty.
Of course.
Casey Sutton.
Casey.
Hey, guys. Sponsor in the house, James
there we
Harris.
go.
Good evening from Harris Made Chef Services and Seven Oaks Steak and Seafood.
Hey, big. By the way, big shout out to him. His son just graduated from basic training for the United States Army out in Fort Jackson, I do believe. So, kudos to him.
All right, we'll dive into this one a little bit. Dwight Raleigh comes in with green as a project. How much time do we have to wait?
How much time you got?
That's a fair question. I think the only people that know that answer are Green and maybe Coach Petrino.
The problem is, how do you get his confidence back?
Yeah,
that's the key. I don't care if he's a project. I just want to see his confidence. And I think it's been whittled almost every game.
I'll say this, and this will be my turn to get roasted in the comments.
Wait, hold on. Let me get ready. Hold on. Okay.
Green is not as talented as he was sold to be. And by not as talented physically, athletically, he's as good as they get. But part of talent comes between them two ears sticking out of the side of your head, and he lacks an immense amount of talent when it comes to seeing things and just general knowledge of the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And I think what you're seeing with him is the difference of playing in the Mountain West and playing in the SEC. It's a big jump. It's a big jump.
It is, and for as hard of a time as Jesse gives me on the show, I have to agree with him.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, and it's hard to argue that fact. But at the same time, it takes a while for Bobby Petrino's complex offense to grab hold. I mean, remember what happened when he was head coach? He went, he struggled. The team struggled that first year he was here. And then look what happened. Sugar Bowl. And the trajectory went upwards. If you also run into this problem, if Sam Pittman gets fired or retires or calls it whatever, then goes Bobby Petrino. He is not look. He is not the coach in waiting. He did not come here to be a head coach in waiting. But if Pitt gets fired or retires, there goes Bobby P, and we start this cycle all over again.
Well, I will just say this. We also said that he would never, ever be coming back to Arkansas in any capacity.
Yeah, I know. And we released a podcast on that too. And then 48 hours later.
All right. So I was trying to find a little more information on this, the Party Animals and the Banana Ball. So the Party Animals, they're doing a college tour. And it looks like, based on what I'm seeing on their Twitter, they will be at Baumwarker Stadium on August 15th and August 16th.
Ooh, it's going to be hot.
It will be hot. That'll be like that 2021 super regional game against North Carolina State.
Oof.
That'll be that hot. Yeah.
Y'all just going to find me hiding in an ice chest somewhere.
All right, back to these comments. We got Carrie Story. Better question, is there a QB on the roster that's the one? And we'll follow that up with David Haslett. Answer your question with the question. Who else do they have that's ready?
Oh,
that's
crap.
The problem right now.
He's throwing two comments at us at one time. Holy crap.
That's the problem right now. I think there is potential in the young freshman KJ Jackson, but he's a true freshman, and he's nowhere near ready, or he would be QB2 instead of QB3.
Now, let me switch gears and give kudos where kudos is earned. How about our kicker?
I mean, he came through. He came through in the clutch when we had to have it. He gave us the lead back.
But as far as the quarterback situation, there isn't one on.
I think we got what we got.
I mean, there's not one that's ready. There's one that is getting. And I say this loosely because no crap, Zach. Of course he's getting ready. He's the backup. Yes, I know. None of these guys have my confidence at all. And apparently neither does Bobby P. But we're going to have to suffer through it.
We got what we got. You're just going to have to make the best of it.
To add on my point earlier about Taylen and his talent level, I think the reason that he is probably QB1 more than anything is his athletic ability. He can get himself out of trouble where I don't think Malachi or KJ are that mobile or that quick.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Malachi was listed as a dual threat when he was recruited. I think the problem with him is that he is about 5'9", 5'10".
He's my height.
And Taylen is what, 6'5", 6'6". I mean, he's a big
6'6",
dude.
235, I think.
There you go.
Size. Everybody, don't say a word. Size does matter because you have to be able to see over the offensive line and read the defense. But that's Taylen's problem. He cannot read a defense, and he can't make the in-game adjust. Either they're not allowing him to make an in-game adjustment, or he can't. Period.
Well, and he's not given all day either. I mean, the protection has not been the best. That's not always the issue but it has not been consistent. When a quarterback is not consistently protected, he's going to get happy feet. He's going to start hearing steps. Can't blame him. I mean, it would happen to all of us.
No, but at the same time, MC, that's where you see the cracks start to happen. He starts to crumble. What else you got?
Right. Move on to our next point we talked about, and this is where Coach Pittman come out and said that Taylen's rattled. Casey says, that's as bad as I don't know. Come on, Sam. Really?
See, she and I, same wavelength.
Yep. That's why we call her royalty.
David Hazlitt. That's coming out and saying, yeah, we're going to get our tails whipped this week. Maybe next week we have a chance. I don't like our odds against the bye.
Yeah,
bye week, they're tough.
Bye week by 3 touchdowns.
We got Dwight Raleigh. Like DJ said, Taylen has his eyes on one wide receiver on each play, and he's going to throw to him no matter what. And if he doesn't throw to Armstrong, he's going to throw to Broden, who can't catch the ball. Although he did have a catch Saturday.
I don't understand why we keep throwing Broden out there.
Luke Haas is dealing with a back injury.
He's got a back injury. Washington is still kind of dinged up a little bit at the other tight end. But Jordan Anthony was a transfer that came in from Texas A&M, supposed to be like, rockets for feet and be just a super speedster, but he's a smaller guy. Broden, it's tempting to throw him out there because he's so big, but it's just not working. I don't know if it's a mental thing or what, but he just can't seem to catch the ball.
Tesla hit over 20 miles an hour on that touchdown run, and he's open. Yeah, and he's got hands.
Yeah, he has the best hands. He and Armstrong by far have the best hands.
Armstrong, do y'all not remember Armstrong getting in the face of that offensive line?
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. I mean, going and challenging the offensive line to do their job better. And it was such a heated confrontation that Taylen Green had to separate them. I think it was Blackstock that he got in the face of, wasn't it?
Hey, I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay. And we'll, like I said, we'll talk about that, in a pod or something in an ITHP overtime. But man, I miss old coaching days from the old, when a coach grabs you by the face mask and whips you back in that game.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Look who's in the comments.
He made a return and he's coming in hot. He's throwing haymakers.
The pun.
We are a lame program. Redemption for beating a program and ending up in the Cotton Bowl. Even our documentaries suck and are insignificant. Our history is behind us in black and white on floor TVs.
Golly, Sam.
All I'm gonna say is
you're MIA for a few weeks and then you come back and you're even torching Hogs Plus, man.
I only have one word to say. Damn.
Jeez.
All right.
Tell me how you really feel.
Here's Dylan's comment on Slobber and Hog. One word, boys. Iconic.
Yep.
Agree.
Yeah.
Then we got into talking about Tennessee, and the wise man, Loki, comes in. Yeah, things don't good, especially if Taylen Green can't get it together. And he did mention that was not a typo. Yeah. That was on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, the wise man.
David says it'll be close for the first possession. After that, out behind the woodshed we go.
Yeah. No, I have to agree.
I hope it's not over with that quick, but
either that or they're gonna pull what Texas pulled against Mississippi State. They'll, drag their feet the first half and then just take off with it in the second half. But I don't see them. I mean, they're top 4 right now. I don't see them slowing down at all or messing around or anything.
Jonathan Parker talking about Nico. Redshirt freshman, but it's the first time playing in a true SEC game. Oklahoma don't count. If we win, it's by a field goal, but I think we lose by 10.
I don't know, man. Oklahoma was a pretty raucous environment for that game. I mean, they were pretty hyped up about it. The crowd was ready to explode.
Defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more. See, the thing is, I'm more worried about Tennessee's defense than I am their offense.
I am too. I mean, the offense is good, but until our defense just completely runs out of gas, I think we'll be okay. We're not going to stop them by any means, but I think we can slow them down a little bit. Well, that defensive front for Tennessee. I mean, if y'all thought we had trouble with A&M, buckle up, because I'm telling you, this defensive front for Tennessee is next level.
It just and that's what worries me. They're going to shut that run game. They're not going to be able to run block.
Well, every game going forward is going to make, in order for Arkansas to win, they're going to stack the box and say, okay, we're not going to let you run. We're not going to let 22 run. We're not going to let 10 run.
Because they know Taylen cannot throw the ball.
They're going to, and it's one of those things of, okay, well, if you beat us throwing the ball, then we're going to tip our hat to you. But we're going to make you throw the ball to beat us.
But again, what did we all say was what we were worried about coming into the season?
Yeah.
Green's accuracy.
Yeah.
His consistency. It's starting to show.
Yep.
Dwight Raleigh, how can you feel sorry for Auburn ever? That one's Juzak.
I said that one sarcastically because everybody knows my feelings about Auburn.
I don't know that I could ever feel sorry for Auburn.
I said that one sarcastically, but all I'm going to say is hashtag screw you, Mark Curls.
Loki, the shootout should be a hell of a game. That should be good. Quinn Ewers should be coming back.
Yeah.
You got a stout Oklahoma defense,
and they'll be hyped for that game. I think they're a little outmanned, but they'll be very hyped for that game.
It doesn't matter what either one of them programs are doing. That's one of them games that it's always a good Saturday watching football. Even if you hate both teams, it's a good game.
As JR would say in the WWE, it's a slobber knocker.
It will be. Yep, absolutely.
Which, by the way, we didn't mention this. UAPB's band is going to be performing WWE Superstars Cody Rhodes' theme song at their next pay-per-view
tomorrow night.
I'm
sorry, Saturday night.
Saturday night.
That's over in Atlanta.
It's Atlanta. It's WWE Bad Blood.
Yep.
And word is their wise man should be returning.
Interesting.
Along with the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment.
Dylan says Cal will need Beast Mode and A-Rod to win that game. I don't even know that Beast Mode and A-Rod would help them that much.
Yeah. I don't think Miami's going to have... If they're not jet-lagged, Miami won't have any trouble with that one.
Mama Linda in the house.
Mama Linda!
Yes, happy Thursday. Glad to see you, Mama Linda.
Yep.
Loki, news so important it cut Zach off. Yep, he stuttered with his words, and
he did. But hey, that one, both of those were on me, so can't really give Jesse too much crap.
Now, Sam did have a good comment and got fact checked, but we're not going to be mean about it. So ignore the true freshman part. Just sucks fresh from high school. He's better than any option we have.
Okay, well, to that, I'll say, there's a 17-year-old at Alabama that's kicking everybody's tail right now.
Dude,
oh my gosh.
Holy crap. That catch that he made to win the game over Georgia.
I don't know that kid is human.
He's not. But you have to think. Don't you have to be 21 in order to go to the draft? He's going to be at Alabama 4 years.
Yeah.
Unless somebody's got a bigger wallet.
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
Jonathan Parker coming in again. Green is not anticipating the throw at all. That's what's hurting him the most. He has to see it open before he throws, and then he's late.
Yeah. And DJ has talked about that in some of the breakdowns.
All right. We got Justin Ashmore. I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out and just go ahead and get all kinds of fun started. Travis Williams should be our next head coach and keep Bobby P at OC. If Williams leaves, he may be the next Auburn head coach.
I like T. Will. I like him as a DC, but have we not learned our lesson about putting guys at head coach that have never been a head coach before? And I'll leave it there.
I second the motion.
T. Will is going to be a great head coach at some point.
But not yet.
Yeah.
but
I don't think he's ready for SEC head coach.
Oh no.
All right, let's see what else.
Hey,
David, you got Tesla and Satania.
yeah, but they don't. That's a moot point if Green can't get him the ball.
Yeah. I think
And then
Satania
we'll end
struggles
this
to
one
get
on a
separation.
positive for MC.
Okay.
I had a diehard LSU fan tell me today that we will win a basketball national championship in 2 of the next 3 years.
Oh.
Even
I'm just telling
LSU
you right
fans
now.
are drinking our Kool-Aid. Zach, where are you at, dude?
Y'all
I'm not there yet. I don't want to
Y'all
get my
don't
hopes up.
want y'all don't want that to happen. I'm telling you right now, because this one, oh dear Lord, I'll be unbearable with one. I'll be unbearable with a Final Four trip. What are you talking about? And to pull a natty, not just to pull a natty, but to pull multiple natties. Oh, I can't even fathom how obnoxious I will get.
MC, did you see the press conference he did?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Sam needs to spend a lot of time hanging out with Coach Cal and learn
Cal
how
is
to
so
talk to the
smooth,
media.
Man, he's just so smooth. He got his praise in for Nolan. Even mentioned Eddie Sutton. I mean, the man just knows he's just good all around. He's just good. He brought up he touched on everything you want to touch on. It reminds me of, but it's a much better level. But like when Houston Nutt first got here, and the way he could work people up into a frenzy, talking about his love for the program and the history and all that. Cal's doing the same thing. It's just it's not as rah-rah. It comes across as a little more polished and a little more smooth, I guess is the best way to put it. But he was talking about the importance of Nolan and how he would welcome Nolan's advice at any time and how he needs to be around the program all the time. And it's just, I mean, the river has grown into a lake, and the lake is about to grow into an ocean. I'm telling you right now, and then y'all gonna have to strap me down to the chair if we come up and we beat Kansas in this exhibition game.
Well, we said
I'm
the
already
same
telling
thing.
myself I'm trying not to overreact.
We already, but again, we said the same thing after the Purdue game.
I
last
know,
year.
and that's why I'm trying not to overreact. But I think we are about to see, publicity-wise, we're about to see a spotlight put on the Razorback basketball program that has not been on it since vintage Nolan, and I'm talking 1990 through 1995.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm still not bought in yet.
Here's my other thing on that. I don't know if someone is feeding Cal good information or if he is just that smart and done this for so long. He's come in and he's immediately identified what the fans want and
Absolutely.
what the fans need.
Yes.
He's doing programs up here on the hill left and right. He's doing a women's clinic. He's taking the team to the rest of the state because he knows the rest of the state may not ever get to see him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out, taking them to Hot Springs and Pine Bluff both for basically glorified scrimmages. And that's something, and that idea may have came from Nolan, because way back when Mayberry, Day, Miller, Ron Hury, those guys were on the team, Nolan brought that team over to Paragould, which, if you're not familiar with the east side of the state, Paragould's about 30 minutes from where I live. He brought them over to Paragould, to the high school, for a red-white scrimmage game. And there was such a huge turnout. I mean, they basically had to push people out of the doors for that. And Cal just gets it, man. Like you said, he is hitting all the notes. I think it's a little bit of both. I think he understands the history of this program to an extent, but I think he's being led a little bit with some good info. It's like, hey, you might want to say ... And then he takes it, polishes it up, and just presents it in a way that it gets people like me just ready to run through a wall.
True. We'll see. We'll see.
Captain Optimistic over there.
Timestamp all this, because when things are going good,
I didn't say,
and we're ranked in the top 5. We're going to bring these clips back up.
I didn't say I wasn't on the bandwagon. I'm just
you got one foot on, and you got you know.
I'm the one shoved in the corner between the benches, going.
You got one on the train and one on the platform. You're not fully in.
It still counts though. Moral victories, MC. Moral victories.
Be fun.
Hey, before we get to final, we're wrapping up here. Let me be the first to give my final thought, because this is kind of a big deal for me. In 6 days, and I really don't like sharing my personal life, but this is a big thing for me, especially over the last 3 years. In 6 days, I will reach 3,000 days sober.
All right. That's awesome, dude.
So that's a big thing for me.
Absolutely. That is huge. You should be proud of that. That's a big one.
And there have been, look, if you guys are recovering from anything, all right, whether, trying to clean, reach out, dude, because I'll be the first to tell you, it wasn't easy.
Yeah,
it wasn't easy, and I gotta thank this dude that's on air with me right now, and D-Mad for keeping me sane and keeping me off that wagon again. So, but yeah. Anyway, didn't mean to be
you, buddy. Congrats.
So, final thoughts before we get out of here, boys. Jesse, we'll go with you.
Well, it's going to be tough Saturday night. Somewhere deep inside, though, I feel like the Hogs are going to be the heart attack Hogs. And they're going to keep us on the edge of our seat. And I'm going to be up really late doing post-game. So,
look, I'm going to tell you now, that post-game's
I will gladly lose sleep in that case.
Yeah, I would just, on multiple levels, I would gladly give up any sleep on Saturday night, because I'm so jacked up after pulling the upset victory over the Vols.
I mean, think about it, y'all. South Carolina upset Kentucky.
It's possible. It's
Kentucky.
Possible. Is it likely?
Kentucky,
no.
Kentucky upset
Ole Miss. Yeah.
Ole Miss. You can even say Bama upset Georgia. I mean,
that's fair.
The trend is there. The trend is there.
It could happen.
So
we've won 4 of the last 5 in this series, including 3 straight in Fayetteville. We're fast approaching the 25th anniversary of the redemption game. Maybe there's a little mojo in the air,
Maybe Houdini's got one last run.
Maybe so. We'll
All
see.
right. Dave Ellswick Show, 9 a.m. tomorrow, 9 to 10 a.m. Be sure you guys tune in. We will have the link. If you cannot get it here in Central Arkansas, we will have the Facebook link. Now, the audio on the Facebook link is hard to listen to, but audio will be there. You'll be able to see my ugly mug live on a webcam. 9 to 10 a.m., I'll be talking about A&M game and the Tennessee game coming up and whatever else Dave pulls out of his hat or his pocket, because last week he pulled a zinger out of his pocket out of nowhere.
He will whiz a fastball at your head every now and then. I've been listening to this, and he tries to throw you for a loop every now and then.
I try to pull my best MC. So
you handle it well.
You have taught me well. But make sure you guys stay tuned to Inside the Hawg Pen. We got the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show coming up Saturday night. We also have the Harris Made Chef Services tailgate show coming up just an hour or so before the game on Saturday. And I want to thank all of our sponsors too. Rock City Wraps, Mix Design, Allen Kerr Advisors. I'm forgetting one. Harris Made Chef Services, Cam Productions. We would not be here without them. And
absolutely.
But big thank you.
And our newest sponsor, SeatGeek.
Yep, SeatGeek.
Yes.
Make sure you guys, first-time users, if you want tickets, if you've never used SeatGeek before, sign up. Use our code Inside Hawg Pen. Inside Hawg Pen.
Get your little money off your ticket.
Oh yeah. Who doesn't like discounts? Come on.
Hey.
All right, that's going to do it for us. For Marcus MC Carlton and the Beard Jesse Thurman, I'm Razorback Zach. You have been watching and listening to an all-new episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider, and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels. Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider, and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels.